Alrighty. Let's see here. We got our camera on today. Let me see the comments in the chats, man. How we all doing today, guys? Got some cool guests. We got my brother, Crypto Guy on the internet, and we got our friend Crypto Crank. So let me know you guys are alive out there in the chats, man. Always good to see you guys in. My green screen is to my right, so you get this kind of side profile of me here. But it's an important time in the markets. Obviously, man, a lot of people flipped bearish as we plunged into that election day VWAP. We've got daily market cipher green dots printing, just crazy stuff, kind of all over the place, man. All over the place. It's tough to make sense of things, and it's tough to figure out who to listen to. Like, there are people who are spot traders trying to lecture perp traders when to be bearish and when to, and all that stuff. But we have to be very precise. A leverage trader has to be very, very precise in the price that they get for their trade. So I got my brother, my brother from another mother, and then my actual half brother who actually comes from another mother in the chat with me today. I got Crypto Guy on the internet, man. What's up, bro?
I'm doing well. You know, with this setup, when you to the side there, I almost think of you like a weatherman, but instead of meteorology, it's like the charts. You're like pacing back and forth, pointing at stuff at the wall would be cool.
Dude, that's my ultimate dream, man. That actually might be coming next year. That might be flopping Groper in 2026, man. Because I'm
Hmm.
working with this agency, and they're gonna try and turn me into somebody, somebody who looks like he knows what he's doing, man. We've been crap shotting it this whole time, but yeah, it's good to have you in, man. I've been hearing that crypto OTI has been doing pretty good ever since last time we had him on the stream. So he's going to talk about that. And then we got our good friend Crypto Crank. But real quick, OTI, there's a little bit of an echo, man. So when you're not talking, make sure you mute your mic. But
Huh?
Crypto Crank, how you doing, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? Is my camera on? I think I have my camera on as well.
Let's see, man. Let's see. Pop out here. Timer done. All right. I see you. Is this your screen? Are you watching? Are you watching me? Am I watching you?
I'm
Watching
watching
me?
you, man. I'm watching you. I'm watching the Discord right there.
Okay.
I got my screen sharing on. I'm in a couple of fat longs, but
Let's see
I'm
these trades,
we're gonna
man.
close this out.
You're trading on a Sunday night, man. That's ballsy. Let's see what you
Pop
got
them
cooking
in,
here.
dude. We're up $1,900 on one. On the other, a little over 600. Let's see if we can. Bitcoin takes another swing at this 106,600, man. We're top blasting tonight.
Man, we are pumping up into some important macro levels. We're pumping up into like last week's low. When we lost last week's low and we started plunging into that October low, things were getting hairy. I tried to catch that the weekly low. It ended up just being a scalp, and I had to get out of that and cut my loss. And then I tried catching the monthly low when we breached that October low. That was a tough knife to catch, man. I think if I would have stayed awake and kept trading it, I would have gotten stopped out like 5 times in a row. Thankfully, after the first time, I was so tired that I passed the hell out, and I kind of avoided like trying to catch that bottom. But it has been nice like longing it ever since. So how has it been, man? Like how did you handle the bottom, the sweep of that October low, and like how has it been the last week or so for you, Crank?
So for me, guys, I had a target. Let's go out here just to a 3 day. We'll just clean everything up here. The Crankster Coliseum. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Crypto Crank. I'm the creator of the Cranksters Coliseum, and I was calling for this specific level, man, of $98,000. As a matter of fact, we were calling for this at 125,000, and it's just, guys, simple trading is the best trading, and when Bitcoin has ETFs and it has institutional money, these levels are being respected. And the higher the market cap, the more these levels are going to be respected. And the way I broke it down was, you guys can see Bitcoin has this massive trend line right here. Massive trend line. We touched it 1, 2, 3. We almost touched it a fourth time. But this level, all right, at $98,000, obviously, just from this previous wick, I am expecting these boys to still get hit at this $98,000 on this wick right here.
Mm-hmm.
But really, if we just pull our fib, man, from the bottom to the top here, and again, every trader's a little different. Everybody thinks that they got the sauce. They're going to outsmart the market. Me, I'm a simple trader. I do use volumes, support, resistance, fibs. And again, going back to Bitcoin becoming an institutional vehicle, these are being respected. These are being absolutely respected. So what I do think, again, Bitcoin just coming right down to this $98,000. On this trend line here, 1, 2, 3. I still think my target right now for Bitcoin is this 107, 108, and then we do end up rolling over, breaking this trend line, scaring the shit out of everybody one time. And this is on a 3-day, guys. This is a very long time frame, guys. 3 days. I do think on a 4-hour, we just pull our fib again from our top here to our bottom. Bitcoin is absolutely hitting this 106, 107 right now. I think that this right here, we were destined to have a short squeeze. Guys, it's just not just going to be bearish. We come up, we smash some of these shorts, and then this thing comes back down to our trend line, if not down to $92,000, and then Bitcoin's going to rip. We crush everybody, guys. This market is designed to fuck you, man. This market is designed to steal from you, and emotions are high between news, leverage events. It's full throttle right now, guys. We're in a market.
That's good intel, Crank. I really like that idea of actually like the threat of a little bit of a rejection from this current point we're in. Since a lot of people are now like, oh no, it was wrong to be bearish. I should probably flip bullish. And then next thing you know, here we are dumping again. And the next dump that comes would throw people off majorly. Let me show you what I'm seeing that kind of is like kind of going along with what you're saying, man. Right now on my chart, guys, we are coming up into some very important high time frame resistance here. We're coming up into like last week's low. So if you imagine that weekly candle, I can actually just go to the weekly candle and show you guys. What we have done is we have pumped back up over, we're coming up and we hit this low right here, this prior weekly low right there. And that's like a really advantageous place to short from. Like if you're bearish, it's like way better to wait for that price than it was to be shorting down at the lows. And there's also something that kind of I'm thinking about this low, like these lows that were left here. A lot of daily lows are stacked up down here. Like look at all these levels down here. Now that's our weekly low. So now that's kind of a target. The previous weekly low is now down here now. So that is a likely target, as well as like multiple days of lows put in down there. So yeah, man, pumping up into high time frame resistance, and it's a bearish resistance too, because these are previous weekly candle lows that we're pumping up into, not previous candle highs, right? So it's hard not to be a little bit bearish down here still. But the road to this point was really fun, because that the like fear was just a little over the top down here. We were plunging into a really important support, guys. This Trump VWAP, the VWAP from Trump's election day on November 5th. Plunging down into that, it's going to be a difficult road, reclaiming and like strongly getting back over this thing, but it is a strong VWAP support, and you can see us digging in there. So, while there is some potential for this kind of stuff, I'm still pretty hopeful on Bitcoin coming back. Even if this dump here comes down a little bit more than people want, I'm still like looking to catch that. So I'm in the same boat as you, man. I'm on the fence about like more longs, at least until this region that we're in. This like 107.2 this September. This was like a low made in September or something. If this flips to support, well, then we kind of have a clear shot all the way up to like 111K, So if things change and this does start showing some crazy strength, we're clear up to we got some high time frame levels way up higher to work off of still. But a good reason to kind of bet on downside here, going into the new week, is we're hitting up into these high time frame SR levels here, and also look at that 5-day downtrend. It's a stiff 5-day downtrend that we're in, and yes, we are climbing up out of it, but it's going to take some time for the price to repair that 5-day trend. Like a couple days are going to have to go by. In that time, we could chop sideways. We could even test the lows of the range again and still kind of be bullish. So, yeah, man, thanks for sharing that stuff, Crank. I want to get my brother's thoughts on what's going on. Brethren, let me pull up your chart here if you got anything to show us.
And then right after that, I do want to show you another thing that happened back from 48 to 74. 48,000 to 74K. Yeah, which is, I think, what's happening right now.
Okay, Brethren,
Okay.
guy OTI, I'm popping you out here on this Discord thing. All right, what do you got for us, man?
Something similar with Bitcoin. I'd be fading the first rally or two. 106 was my first area of interest because you're running into some undercarriage here. If you can blast past that, the next one is like 108, 109 when it starts to get real hairy. There's a bunch of volume between 108 to 110, and I'd be looking to fade that too a little bit. Now, hopefully, I get short squeezed with everybody else because we have uncleared yellow X targets like every couple thousand, all the way up to 121. So I wouldn't be surprised if the government reopens tomorrow and the fourth quarter finale that we were supposed to get, that's been delayed this whole time, finally kicks in. And we're just a month behind on schedule. But I don't think the cycle's over. I think we were just artificially suppressed by scary news that's about to disappear. So I see the upside potential for sure, but also you don't want to get caught in that first suckers rally. So I'm worried about that. So I'm kind of going easy until I get a daily close of above at least 108, and then I'll probably be looking for bigger longs on Bitcoin.
Got you. Yeah. So, I mean, as soon as we start kind of reclaiming previous monthly lows and stuff like that, it'll be a lot more certain. But yeah, we're still in that kind of iffy territory where it's sideways slash down, but there's those kind of like leading signals that we are starting to turn up slowly. But it's going to take a while to turn the cruise ship around, guys. So let's talk about the news real quick. There's a lot of things coming that can kind of shake the markets up, and it's going to be like a different market than it was last month. So I've been a little bit kind of fading the bearishness that was established in October, because I feel like sometime in this quarter, these are just going to be different markets, man. And yes, the bearishness could continue for sure, but also it's tough to say, man. We've got, what do we got? We've got, first of all, we have this environment of rate cuts, which people have been clamoring for this whole time. There's about to be a Supreme Court ruling on Trump's tariff strategy, which, say what you want about tariffs, if that stuff is ruled unconstitutional, there's a chance that the markets kind of digest that as being good, because it's like good for the stability of the markets. But it's like, regardless of your political opinion on tariffs, personally, I think tariffs are not as bad as drone strikes. I think that it's kind of funny that we all are up in arms about trade warfare because it affects our portfolios from time to time in our pocketbooks, but nobody bats an eye when we like drone strike American citizens and shit, you know? So it's like, it is a little bit ironic, but also I get it. But also there's the government shutdown that's potentially ending soon now that the Democrats won all their elections and they got what they wanted. I'm sure they're probably going to come to the table soon. So yeah, brethren, what else do you see in the news that's going on right now in regards to
It's going to be one big hit after another. So the first one is, the Dems won their elections, so they have no reason to prolong this, and we already have about 61 votes to reopen the government. You only need 60. So tomorrow, I think the hammer falls, the government's open again. You need about a week for everybody to get caught up, for all that money to disseminate back into the market. But the Federal Reserve has like $800 billion that's just been on pause during the shutdown. Once the green light's back, everything starts getting sent out again. And remember, December 1st is when quantitative tightening is over. So you're technically turning the money printer back on. We do have to wait for official data on jobs and inflation because all of that stuff was on pause too. So we've been using like third party numbers. So we're going to get the real stuff in. The federal government isn't fast, but now that the shadow is lifted, we can actually enjoy what we've been waiting for. So I'm more bullish than bearish. Where before we didn't know what was going to happen. Everybody thinks it's over. It's like, well, it's not over. We just have a roadblock, and now that roadblock's out of the way.
Hmm.
So I think we're going to be all right.
That's a hopeful take, man. Honestly, in the markets, it's better to be a believer than it is to be a doubter, at least for the time being, guys. Like, when I look at the trend on the monthly, I get that people are saying that, like, the chart is tired and it's over. Yes, we're staring this massive bear div in the face here, and it is starting to lose the 60 line. I'm not going to lie, guys. There very well could be something this quarter, so maybe perhaps a slice through this Heiken-Ashi monthly trend. But at the same time, when it comes to these smooth Heiken-Ashi macro trends here on the monthly on Bitcoin, it's really hard to call this run down and out unless this trend that has been going on this is the bull market right here. It started in what looks like Q2 of 2023, and it's just been white monthly Heiken-Ashis this entire time. And it's going to keep being white Heiken-Ashis until it kind of flattens out, and then it's got to go down. So right now it's still kind of like up, even though it's maybe you could argue it's going like sideways up, like it is. There is some signs of major weakness that we're observing, but these are kind of like leading indicators, and something about leading indications is they can be wrong. And market cipher in some ways is leading and lagging, right? Because if this thing all of a sudden pumps to an all-time high, well, then you could say that the monthly wave was lagging. It hasn't caught up to that upwards uptick in the price. But also, if it goes down here, then people would argue that MC's leading. So it's debatable, man. It's really debatable. And in a monthly candle, a lot can happen. So yes, the month may end terribly, but who knows what happens in the meantime? You know what I mean? So
Right, I was going to say you could pump to 120 and the monthly wave wouldn't even move. So like
mhm.
your range is so vast that I'm not saying we're going to 300,000. I'm saying there's more meat on the bone that we've just been
Potentially.
delaying, but it's still there.
Potentially. And at the
Yeah,
end of a
hard
run,
potentially.
this is the juice, this is the bone marrow in the bone. We're picking at the bones, and actually, even the bone marrow is the best part, technically. You ever had if your guy's grandpa ever tell you it's the best part, you got to eat that part. He hands you
Don't
the
let that go to
bones
waste.
gnaw on after he eats the rest of the meat himself. Yes. So yeah, we're definitely gnawing on the bone over here. 3 years into a bull market for sure. But and when it comes to like the just being this super confident and bearish, you can't really be super duper confident and bearish until we're actually like in a bear market. So this is how I'm kind of defining the bear market for me personally, guys, is when the monthly trend flips bearish, then you will see me being more consistently bearish. But I'm kind of erring on the side of like being a little more hopeful than the average bear at this current point in time, especially since we're interacting off this like really powerful VWAP that reflects the sentiment from Trump's election. This pink VWAP here, this Trump VWAP, not only was it the bubble that needed to be popped at the beginning of the year, but it was the level that we confidently reclaimed without having to ever go back to until just recently. And now we're testing on it as support. And so this is innocent until proven guilty to me. I'd have to see it cracking down and stuff before I'm like, oh crap. This is definitely a worse situation than we thought. Even though we did see it in the cards with the big monthly waves. But for now, man, it's like really clinging to life really good, man. But any of you guys tuned into the chats, man, appreciate you guys all tuning in and listening to our spiels. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing, hitting the like bell or whatever on the stream. And anything else, Crank? I know you're like in these trades, man. I know you're a busy guy. Do you want to kind of just close with anything, man? We won't keep you too long, man. But anything else you want
I'm
to
hanging
show
out,
us?
dude.
Or...
I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening. I'm excited. Yeah, no, dude, I'm hanging out. I'm just, dude, you know how it is, dude. When you're zoned in and you're in some big trades right now, I'm like, I shouldn't
What
even be
advice do you
trading right
have,
now,
man?
dude.
What, that's a feeling that you got to trust that feeling, man. If because if your size is not right, you will feel it. You'll be squirming on every little move that you see. It'll be obvious when your size is too big, and sometimes it's okay to have a size that's too big, but that's like if you have decided that taking profits aggressively is a part of your strategy, like you enter on size and then quickly reduce or something like that. I don't know how you go about it, but as long as you remember to actually take that profit, because for every minute that you're in that oversized trade, you kind of are increasing the size of that next loss, you know? So if at all you're in the green on too big of a trade, there's nothing wrong with closing half, man. A bird in the hand
Yeah,
is worth two
I
in the
guess I
bush, you
don't.
know?
To be honest with you, dude, I feel like your brother, dude, where he's like, dude, if I would have been by myself, it would have been closed. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So it's not. I feel like just if I would have been by myself, I would have closed. So, but right now we're streaming. I would encourage everybody right now that all eyes on Biddy. If you guys are hoping for an alt season, man, you know I look at full spectrum. When you're trading, and you're going over these charts, dude. I own a shit ton of different altcoins, and I'm in the same boat for you guys for my spot bags. But as far as my
Mm-hmm.
trading, man, it's these levels have been called. And one thing I wanted to show too on the 3 day, man, is Bitcoin kind of did this exact same thing right here that it did right here. And let me just show you guys real quick, man, that you know, look at this. Bitcoin came down here from this low, man, of 48.5 up to our first all-time high, 110,000. We finally had $100,000 Bitcoin. We front ran
It was
this
only a
this golden
50%
pocket.
retracement. Yeah, Crank. I remember that. That's why I'm
We
so hopeful about this level that we're at now, because isn't that where we're at right now? The
well,
50%?
dude, I posted this on my X, guys. Look at this. I mean, we're front running it again. Institute. I
With
mean, we're
same
doing
seasonality too, huh? It's like the same
and
seasonality year to
bro, I
year,
don't
you
think
know?
we're gonna touch it. I think we come down and we rinse out just one more time at these 90. I think 95 is gonna be our level, dude. I don't think we're gonna come up right here. Bam, just kind of rolled right over. We don't hit it. We don't hit it, and we roll out. And
Mm,
I'm waiting to see if this plays out. You see what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see if this plays out, but
hmm
it's almost it, dude. This is almost identical, dude. Where we have this massive downward trend here. Matt, this is a guys. Other than our all-time high, this is a massive downward trend. Just because we're coming up and all your moon fucking boys are saying, "Oh, we're so back." These guys have no idea what the fuck they're talking about because literally right where we're at right now is
hmm
expected. It's expected. It's expected.
Ah,
So you know what?
yes. Yes.
It's we're right here, dude, and do not be surprised, guys. One more time, right in here, we front run that golden pocket, we front ran that golden pocket, and then finally we roll out. That's kind of what I'm expecting, dude. I'm going to be enjoying the $150 to $170 Solanas. I'm going to be enjoying the $13 to $17 chain links. BNB has been my bread and butter, guys. This, if I just go real quick to BNB, this range right here, guys, in my channel has been what we've been just annihilating. This range right here, guys. This is almost a 3 day range. I am not a breakout trader. I do not have emotions. Guys, every single time that you want to be a breakout trader, oh my God, it's so bullish. No, it's not. So bullish. No, it's not. Oh my God, it's so bullish. No, it's not. And the one time you would have had 3 amazing trades to the one time that it finally broke out.
hmm
So I'm not a breakout trader. And again, this range right here, guys, anytime you see these ranges, These right here will make you rich. You don't need these astronomical pumps to trade. You know,
What
so
else have you been
again,
trading,
what
Crank? What else have you been trading? Have you been touching Zcash at all, or any of the privacy coins?
absolutely. Oh my God, look at gold, dude.
How's gold been
Dude,
going for you, man? I know you're big on gold.
gold is another breadwinner, dude. We've been trading this gold on the daily here has had this bearish pennant, and you can see here. I told my crew, man, that either two things are going to happen. This thing's either going to, it's decision time for gold. And look, she ended up breaking out, dude. Look at gold. So my target originally for gold was down to the golden pocket of 3,700s. Again, we just pulled this from, I'm going from the low to the high here. 36, 3,700s. I really thought that gold was going to break down. This is where this pennant ends up falling directly down to. Just a tad bit below it, but I do think that if we broke down, it was going to hold. But dude, the fact that gold right now is breaking out of this.
I don't know, man. I like it. I
Zcash,
like that, man. I like that gold chart. I feel like when it comes to people being bearish too quick, like people got to understand that when Q1 begins, these levels in Q4 are the target. So whatever like the high was of this quarter, that shit is easy pickings in the new year. Like it's such easy pickings. And if it's not, well then the low of this quarter is easy pickings for a long, you know? So like the lines on the basketball court are being drawn already for the new year. And so even if we got a range in here, I don't think that these charts are out yet, man. I get a lot of people were like so eager to call a top. I just don't quite think we're there yet, but if certain things change, then I'll accept it. But Crank
I
is a
think Zcash is
Crank
getting
is a
ready for
trader
its.
that I also, just to add, because I didn't really introduce you, man, but Crank's been on the channel before. I've seen the numbers that he pulls, and I've seen his VIP. Like they love him, and he's a really active educator slash mentor slash whatever you want to call it. So shout out to the Cranksters in the chat over at the Coliseum. Some of the best MC traders out there. Um, and yeah, man. Shit, man. What else can we even
Thank
talk
you for the
about?
shout out.
No problem, man.
Dude, really, I would say, guys, the 4-year cycle, the answer to whether or not it's different this time gets answered in the next 90 days. It literally gets answered in the next 90 days. If we
Right.
do not see Bitcoin dominance roll over, if we don't see Bitcoin dominance roll over, then we know that that we really are in a Bitcoin super cycle. Right now, I have Bitcoin dominance targets right now, guys. We have to break this. This thing's been cooking, but every single time you see these wicks, it's up and to the right. I mean, you see these nasty, nasty wicks right here, man, and
Mm-hmm.
boom, kind of just and up. If you guys, if you are asking for an alt season, you want to see the Bitcoin outflows. You guys want to see these. You want to see the whales. To give you just a quick example, guys, the true whales do not work in Tether. They don't work in Tether. They, if you have 10 Bitcoin and you go into Solana at $150 price and Solana goes to $300, you now have 20 Bitcoin, BTC. These guys do
Yeah.
not work in Tether. The big ballers
That's a good
guys don't
insight.
get it.
Yep.
They do not work in that. So you guys want to see the ballers that I'm talking about on the 3-day and the weekly. You want them to guys. You want them to say fuck Bitcoin for a little while. You want them to say, get out of these Bitcoin positions so your altcoins can rage. And
Yeah.
as long as this is going up to the right, guys, that is not. Again, I own Bitcoin, and that's the way I work. I want to put in, my 10 Bitcoins into Chainlink at $15.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the only time I'm thinking about Tether or a dollar amount. But Chainlink goes to $30. I now have 20 BTC. And this is the way the
This
true
is
whales
end
work,
game. Well,
guys.
this is end game shit that you're talking here. Like, for the basically the entire cycle, I've personally been saying the same quote, like a drop of truth is worth more than a sea of lies. And what I meant by that is like Bitcoin, believing in Bitcoin is better than believing in altcoins. And it's been a Bitcoin cycle, not really a cycle for alts. But at the end of a crypto cycle, this is the time to kind of start thinking about plays like that, because as Bitcoin tops out and it starts to go sideways and then sideways down, that's when the alt narratives start flourishing. And for the first time in literally years, like in the first time since like 2021, I find myself trying to be bullish and hopeful on altcoins. I haven't really like the Zcash thing, I kind of missed it, but it also may not be too late for that. Privacy is kind of the ultimate narrative in crypto because that's the original use case was like, how do we have true, real, sound money that's like doesn't require government or supervision or just that protects our rights as empowered individuals. Like that's privacy coins. So to see the original like use case of crypto flourishing, that actually like that brings me a lot of hope, man. It's good to see Zcash pumping and not some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So that's maybe a clue that some of the better narratives, maybe like you're right, like Chainlink, that's like a coin that even Andrew Tate on his interview with AJ Writes Crypto, like he singled out Chainlink as like that coin that's supposed to be pumping super hard, but just isn't for some reason. But at the top of a Bitcoin cycle, like that's kind of when that would happen. But we would see ETH pumping first, right? It would probably go into ETH. We would see ETH moving and then Link moving like at the same time or like shortly after. I'm not quite sure. We'd have to see it. But yeah, man, I'm definitely like hopeful for alt narratives like going into the new year. We're probably going to see like a little rotation from sector to sector and stuff.
This particular cycle was a little different. This is the very, very, very first time that an institution has been faulted and paid the penalty and did the time for the crime, and that's Mr. CZ. And this cycle is much different, and the only reason I'm going to say that is CZ money laundering. He stole it from all from ETH, and let me show you why. Because, dude, that fucker paid $4 billion, did 4 months in prison, got right out of prison, and that boy said, "You want you this is what dude CZ said. Go ahead and charge me $4 billion fucking dollars. Fuck around and find out." And look what he did, dude. It stole it from ETH, and this is what I mean by this: from $200 up 600%, right, on BNB. But this is against Tether. Look what he did to Bitcoin, dude. If we go to BNB, BTC, look where the money went, bro. Oops, BNB, BTC. Look where the money went. If we just go to a normal daily, this is the only chart that you're going to see that has that is bullish against Bitcoin. If we go to and compare this to, let's just say, ETH BTC, like the way we're talking, where that money flow should start in alt season. Dude, look at this. Go to the daily.
How are we looking on there? How are we looking?
Dude, it is. Look,
It's
we're
got some explaining to do.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, look at this, bro. We know if we just zoom out to a 3-day CZ, dude. CZ said, "All right, I'll pay $4 billion. No big deal, dude. I'm gonna sell every." Dude, and then the news headlines had it right. They were selling 15,000 Bitcoins, and dude, and then if you go to on the bottom here, to ETH BNB, oh man, this dude had it right, bro. Let's see here. Let's go to ETH, or I'm sorry, BNB ETH is what it is. Here we go. Look. It's finally coming back, but this is during his reign, bro. This boy offloaded a ton of ETH, they offloaded a ton of Bitcoin, and they just bam, bam. So what we want to see now, dude, is BNB, guys. Is if you guys need help trading, stick to the strong projects right now. Stick to the Bitcoins, to the BNBs, to the hyper liquid. Guys, Hyperliquid's another altcoin. If we were to go to Hype and just look at like a 4-hour, everything is trading almost down towards this wick. All right, for an altcoin. Hyperliquid is not. I just got to say, dude, I just got to say it. Dude, your brother's one of the. I hope one day I'm doing $1 million trade with him, you, me. But this dude James Wynn coming in with $40 million, dude, at 40x leverage for $1 billion trade is blowing my mind. And that's how I learned about Hyperliquid with these serious whales, bro. You know what I mean? Serious whales on hype.
Mhm.
And look at
I don't know if
Hyperliquid.
James Wynn is a whale anymore.
I don't think he's
like
a whale
parola
anymore,
money.
dude.
Yeah.
But it's the first time we've ever seen during a cycle where we're seeing a $200 million position on the internet, a $700-800 million position. I mean, dude, I'm a massive fan of your brother, dude. $20 million positions are baller as fuck. I never thought that an exchange could handle until Hyperliquid. So going back to my point, look at how Hyperliquid's performing. This thing's getting ready to rage. Look at
Yeah.
Chainlink with that
it was
same
around
wick.
this time. It was around this time last cycle that like the Solana narrative was popping off, and like it's like this is the time where the winners, whoever the winners are going to be, get their moment in the sun. And so if there is any project
Look
that
at
you guys really believe in, now's the freaking time. And it's probably is going to be the ones that have already been kind of winning. But yeah, man.
Look at again Solana all the way back down towards the wick. Hyperliquid's nowhere near the wick. Go to AVAX. Look at AVAX, dude. Finally bounced down at this. We're in an AVAX long now in the Coliseum. We were calling this out here, dude, at $15.
Hmm.
This played out just perfect. We're gonna hold this bad, dude. We're gonna hold this bad boy to Valhalla, or we're gonna get stopped out. One of the two, dude. We're gonna make tens of thousands of dollars on this trade. But this is, dude, we're gonna end up paying probably a couple $1,000s in funding fees on this fucker.
What's your target for AVAX?
$55.
Okay.
Just go out to a.
Yeah,
The only reason being, dude, going into tokenomics, $55. If we go over here and we go to coin market cap, everyone's like, well, Chainlink and the expectations. Well, dude, go out to. People don't know how to calculate this shit, bro. Chainlink at a $32 is very, very close to a $55 just on market cap with new circulating coins.
Mm.
And so if you go back to, look at this. I mean, dude, at 16.5 billion, all-time high is 20 billion. This in 2021 was a $52, $55 Chainlink. That's equivalent to a $33 Chainlink today.
Well,
with
no
the new
wonder why
token
it hasn't
supply.
moved. Those bastards.
You see
Pumping the
that, dude?
supply.
They.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Little
if we
magic,
go
little
over
magic trick they
to,
got there. That's some money you can really believe in right there.
dude, straight up. I mean, it's just, and if we go over here to, let's go over to AVAX. We go to all-time high, but go to market cap. Look, I would take my bet right now, dude, is on, I'm thinking AVAX I was telling my entire crew, man, in the Coliseum, by the fuck, if we're going to have a alt season, I would be taking Avalanche, because Avalanche right now, it is much, much, much easier for Avalanche to get back to $22 to $30 than it is for Chainlink just to get back to 23. I would take this trade all day long. And, the reason why we longed this at this golden pocket of this move, again, I'm pulling a fib, guys, from literally, I would never pull a fib from a liquidation wick. $19 billion Binance fuck you up. Just this one candle. But look at how perfect it is on a golden pocket retracement. This is just too perfect that it hit. And then if we go out towards a weekly, look at that
That's
level,
a nice
dude.
firm bottom.
I mean,
Look at that firm.
oh
supple
my goodness, bro. This
You
is
could bounce a
just,
quarter
bottom.
off that bottom. You could.
whew. Guys, I'm telling you, this trade right here, dude, it's gonna break the bank, brother. And here's what's super cool. It is absolutely not too late to get into this trade. $18 and $15 on a spot buy or a 2x leverage. I take whatever you got, dude, and let it fucking ride, bro. Because according to this, I mean, we're finally, look at, man, this is just.
I mean,
I don't know what's
would-
going
I
on
don't
with
know
AVAX,
about-
but it's so
I don't know
perfect.
about FOMOing in at this current point in time. Actually, AVAX has a
Dude,
lot
this
of
is
levels it's working off of, man. It really hasn't hit a convincing high time frame resistance yet. Actually, I think AVAX has more to go. I think AVAX, like in the next 24 hours or like 48 hours, like is probably gonna come up to like 19 bucks here. It's probably got more juice in the tank in this immediate move that it's currently experiencing. Bitcoin, on the other hand, I believe that it's probably going to hit a snag on this monthly high time frame resistance here. I am planning to like go on the 10-minute chart like tonight or so. And like if on this 10-minute chart I see like a strong 10-minute hike in Ashi, rejection from this region here at like 107.2, I'll probably look to trade back down to last week's VWAP, take that plunge into that 5-day SMA trend there, and potentially observe all this whole region here, even all the way down to the weekly low for like a long again, you know? So personally, I'm kind of just eyeballing Bitcoin, and like if Bitcoin's looking tired up here, then I'll go to alts, and like did alts themselves hit a high time from resistance too, I might take some trades on that. But nothing too crazy this week. I'm not really like betting the farm on anything. I'm not going super ham. I'm not stressed out about like, oh, I gotta like get a bunch of breakout payouts and stuff. I do have a lot going on. I'm studying for this like chartered market technician test, which is like way harder than I thought it was gonna be. It's like actually hard. I've got other things going on too. I'm trying to get my health in order and
I'm
shit
gonna
for the new
probably get
year.
ready to
So
close this long, guys. We're up almost 3 grand. We're
take it.
back.
take the money,
Yeah,
man. Take the money.
I'm
I'm
just,
saying it's Sunday.
dude,
It's
because
Sunday. Just enter a
we're
new one
hanging out. I'm
tomorrow.
like
Enter a new trade
fucking
tomorrow,
just
bro. It's getting late. It's time to get some sleep, man. Your
bust out of this,
testosterone.
dude. I think we got one
Do it
more.
for your
Well, we got
testosterone levels.
25. And
Hell yeah, crank.
another 700-800 bucks on this. We're gonna, dude, come
Oh,
on, one more little pop, you
Thanks for
fucker.
showing
did we
us
look
some
at
live
Tether yet?
trading, bro. Thanks for showing the live
Bro,
trading.
I'll show it all, brother. You know what? I'll show it all. That's one thing that I might be a little shithead on the internet, bro. But I'm like, guys, you got to show it. I think there's only one other dude that I see your brother's trades. He's showing that dude's showing real trades. You're showing real trades. Philaconi, you know what I mean? I tried hitting him up, and you know what Phil told me, dude? He goes, "Who the fuck are you?" And I was
Who the
like,
fuck is that guy?
"Who the fuck is that guy?" You know, and I said, Phil, dude, I've been a long time fucking member. I, try to talk to Crypto Face,
I
and
like
I'm like, come
Philaconi
on,
too.
baby.
He's always a shit stirrer, man, you know, but I kind of like defend the industry, man. Like, man, everybody who's in this game for this long and is still around and hasn't given up, clearly you're doing something right. And I really just respect the determination at the end of the day, bro. So
Well, tell
Jeb,
the
I just saw
audience, dude,
Crypto
that
Jeb getting
one.
picked on earlier today. Like James Wynn was picking on Crypto Jeb. Crypto
You
Jeb
leave
says
Jeb
some.
alone. He's
I was like,
nice.
hey, hey, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's a
Don't be picking
family
on.
man.
Yeah, he's one of us. So I defend
You need
the
to
people in this umbrella, but
tell
brethren,
tell everybody, dude, that 1 out of 100 traders are gonna make it, guys. Trading is an art. It's the hardest thing in the world to have an answer and be a robot. Stick to your strategy, back test. Only 1 in 100 guys are gonna make it. Do not get it twisted. It's one of the hardest
is it
things in the
even one
world
in
to
a
do.
hundred? It's like 1 in 12 passes the challenge, and then like it's like
Well,
0.1% gets the payout, bro. It's like 1 in 1,000. So,
I saw
but
those
but you
stats
go
that
on
you had the other
Twitter,
day.
and everyone makes you think that you're average, right? Everyone's this professional
Yep.
trader, and everyone says they're as good or better of
Dude,
a
those
trader than
dudes are full of
you.
shit.
But then you
Full of shit.
it's like you're just doing the simple math, and you're like, no, man, there's not really many people doing what I'm doing. Like I am special. My mom said so, you know. But going over to my brother, he wanted to talk about Tether, man. So what do you got on this Tether chart that's looking potentially bullish or bearish for the family?
Okay, I don't know what Trader Geo has said, but we're kind of right there where we have this declining trend line here, where I thought we were going to hit this thing, but we haven't yet. Because a couple days ago, if we went up to this line, I mean, Bitcoin would have been at 94, 95,000, but instead it kind of rolled over. And now I'm looking at this higher time frame on the daily. You got a red dot, you're starting to slope downward, and that might
Yes.
be helpful for us. So this is
Ooh,
looking good.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we do have some potential. But that's, I mean, the only thing that this does not apply to is Zcash for some reason. Zcash is completely ignoring the rest of the world. But if you're trading any other coin, or like multiple things, keep a close eye on this tethered dominance. I want this to collapse back down to the party zone we had down here from before.
Something
That's
about
just all I
that
was
dominance
noticing.
I'm seeing is the DPSI on that daily is scooping up a little bit, but it is
Yes.
bearish in like the short medium term. You know, like we would have to see that interaction down there into the rising DBSI lines. It's definitely is in an uptrend, but we're seeing those early indications of weakness, instability, leglessness in
Yeah,
the
it's a blood diamond
USDT
playing out on the 4 hour.
dominance
That's
chart.
good for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. I think that
Yeah.
we've gone on for quite a bit, man. I don't want it to drag on too long, man. But Crypto Crank, thanks for popping in, bro. I know you're a really good trader. I've seen the work you've been doing, and happy to have you on. And then, brethren, happy to hear that you've been doing well with the Zcash, and it was good to have you in as well, man. So thanks for
Happy to
joining
be
me,
I
here.
got
I'll
a
bro.
see you
question
next
for. I
time.
got just real quick, guys. I got a question for the family, dude. So we got four brothers, three brothers. I know
Three.
CryptoFace is, on his streams have talked about a sister. Are all of you guys traders as a family? Did everybody take the
No, just
niche
the
and
boys.
say just the boys are
Yeah, we
all,
take
and
care
that's
of
what you guys do for a living?
yeah, we take care of our sisters' boyfriends and stuff. You know, we make sure
That's
everything's
what I
taken
heard.
care of.
He was talking
Someone has to pay
shit
for
in one of
dinner.
the streams.
Yup, yup. When you're made of money, man, that's when the hands they want that handout, and they don't feel good taking it, but they take it. They take it, and they look at you with the hairy eyeball, like, you know, what does this mean for? Do you still like me? You know what I mean? It's like that. You'll do someone a favor, and you can tell they don't feel good about it. So it just the whole situation doesn't feel good. But regardless, I'm gonna do what I need to do to take care of my family because that matters more than what shit feels like. I don't give a shit what shit feels like. You know, if someone's gonna be ungrateful or whatever the fuck, it's like the baby needs to eat, the baby needs diapers, you know? So, you know,
Hmm.
everyone can get over themselves. I'm worried about myself. I personally, when people do me favors, I'm grateful. Like when people are winning around me, you see me cheering people on, you know? So I don't really understand that behavior, but it's okay. Like I love my family so much that I don't give a shit. You know, it's like I want to pay my sister's debt. I want to buy my mom a car, blah 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 blah. It's not even that. It's
Hmm.
like it doesn't even it's not even a matter of just being deserving. I want to be so abundant in my life that change just happens regardless, you know? And that's the
Hmm.
power of being a trader. You make levels of money, the income that's achievable is so great that issues, problems in your life just kind of start fading away. You realize money was kind of the root of a lot of the problems and issues in your life, which is a sad thing to realize. But when you have the money coming in and you see those problems disappear, there's really no better feeling, man. So yeah, man, family first.
Super cool. So
We're a big
also
family.
big
Hmm.
family of, and everybody, all the men are traders.
Yes,
Which
sir.
is amazing.
Yep.
Right.
So the reason I say that, I have two sons, dude, and I told them that I would, they're 11 and 12. They know I trade for a living. At 14, 15, I'm setting them up, dude. These kids are broken nowadays, man. They're gonna be on a prop firm. These kids are gonna be. I'm gonna be trading my kids for the exact same thing. So it's cool to see there's three brothers that are currently trading. This is what they're doing.
When you trade amongst your own brothers, it teaches you like a little bit about trading ethics. Like I treat you guys, the traders, as like as I treat my brothers, you know? I think that puts me like a step ahead on like how do you treat people or how do you interact with people in these markets? Like, even though I do talk shit from time to time, I'm rooting for everybody. You know, just like I'm hoping both my brothers win their next trade. Even and when they lose, I don't stop believing in them. So if Crank, you had a bad quarter or something and you weren't profitable, like you're not gonna see me all of a sudden turning on you and being like, "Oh, this Crank guy sucks," all this shit. It's like I still believe in you because for you to have gotten this far shows you can do it again. You know. So trading with my brothers, man, I guess it's taught me a lot of like lessons about just trading ethics in general. And also, it's like bloodline diversification. So if I fuck up, then at least we got Crypto Guy on the internet. If we fuck up, at least we got Crypto Face. Like at any given
Yeah.
point, one or two of us is profitable, and usually the other one's getting shit on. But we have like a 66%.
It's never been all
rate.
three are doing well. Like one or two are doing well, and the other guy's getting fucked. But as fun is every month I'll talk to my brothers and go, "What are you working on?" "Oh, I'm trading this. I'm trading that. Well, I'm trading this. How about take a look at this?" We're trading ideas and making fun of each other, and it's great. It's a solid team.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool, man. That's super, super, super cool to hear. I want to do the same thing with my sons, man. I'm the only trader in my family. I'm the oldest of 4 boys. And man, yeah.
It's an
The
all or
oldest of
nothing.
4
It's an all or
boys.
nothing
You
kind
know
of
what that's
thing.
I'm
like.
the oldest of 4 boys. They're yeah, dude, I'm the oldest, crypto
You gotta
guy.
keep them in
I'm
line. Yeah. Okay. Good work.
None of us pushed the other two into trading. We all love trading and got into it ourselves. Like there was
Right,
no peer
naturally.
pressure. This is just kind of, we just been doing this for a long time, and this is fun, man. So I would say it's an all or nothing kind of thing. Like for certain families, you may not want everyone to get into trading all at once. You probably all go broke together.
Exactly.
But if it's an organic process and shit, like then it can be really cool, because trading is one of the coolest professions out there. Like I've never defeated Dark Souls, I've never gotten a 6-pack, but I've figured out trading. So it's like it's really not that freaking hard. And when you start seeing people who've actually done it successfully, and you see people who are profitable like in the moment, it does give you that hope of like, I can do this, like this is possible. And the people who say that it's not possible, they're the ones who failed. It's like they almost are just kind of saying it in jest, as if you're going out drinking with your buddies and you're like, "Oh, I beat Dark Souls the other day," and your buddy's like, "Oh, that game's impossible. I could never beat that."
I've
Like,
beaten all
it's
3
not like a
Dark Souls without
serious
dying,
take.
but I'm
It's
fat as fuck, so it's all right.
Now that we're live and I have both of you guys here, me and Flopping Groper mentioned it, and I would love to tell the audience, guys, because you are talking to legit traders. You guys are talking to a handful of brothers. I'm a trader. I've been doing this for 8 years, 4 years profitable, only 4 years profitable out of 8 years of learning. And what were we saying, Flopping Groper, that on our X accounts, that we are better losers, all right, than most? And this is very important to understand, guys, that when we lose, it is very, very calculated. We know what we're going to lose. And we don't let these runners just fucking ruin our accounts, man. And so just understand, guys, that there are losses. This is why I said there's only 1 out of 100 traders that are legit, or 1 out of 12. So it's 1 out of 1,000 that are legit. But understand, we're just better losers than pretty much anybody else.
A lot of
and
you guys are more
what makes,
legit than you think. A lot of you guys like don't think
Yeah.
you're legit, and that makes you not legit. I just coached a guy. I did a call with a trader earlier today. Talked to him for like 45 minutes. This dude had a 85% win rate, and he was down for the last 30 days. It's like, motherfucker, like, how do you have an 85% win rate and you are not making money? Like, I'm like, there was one trade, wasn't there, right? And like he told me it. He showed me the trade. There was just one trade that like erased everything. And I'm just like, man, like, what's the point of a high win rate if the one loss you have destroys everything? Like, it's an illusion. If anything, the high win rate is like a detriment to this guy, because maybe it's like giving him this false illusion that he can bet the farm or bet Full Kelly, or like that he's immune to loss streaks or something and he can't lose. A high win rate is, you need to be like a responsible trader with that win rate, and you got to let that win rate do its thing. It doesn't mean like have more size or whatever. All a high win rate means is that you're a little bit more protected against huge cataclysmic loss streaks than the typical asshole like me with a 45% win rate. So it really is about how you lose. Even for someone with an 85% win rate, that mofo was still judged on that one loss. You know what I'm saying? So
And when you were saying that we're better losers, the point is
Yep.
you either win the trade or you learn something. And as long as you learn, just like Dark Souls, if you learn from every death, you eventually become unbeatable. So that's the point. If you lose, as long as you learn something, like here's what I could have done differently, then you're stronger from that loss.
winning is for losers. You actually have to lose a bunch of times to win. Like I know it's crazy, but yeah, like that's what it takes, man. And it's not negative self-talk. It's a way to normalize the loss. Like losing equals winning. Winning equals losing. Like to win you got to lose, and if you lose that means you're going to win. It's like it's just a freaking cycle. Like you got to put the fuel in to get the energy out, and as long as those losses are in check, it's like you see
Well,
that growth happen, man. It's a beautiful
I would add to
beautiful
that,
thing.
man. And when I say I'm losing, guys, when I have my strategy, my radical scout method, or if I'm doing a swing trade, I know what I'm willing to lose if my idea is wrong. And that's kind of what I'm saying about being a better loser, man. I know what the fuck I'm gonna lose on my risk.
Mhm.
I'm not challenging that idea, dude. You cannot, guys. These will blow your accounts radically fast. If you guys aren't protecting your capital, every one of you guys are working your asses off. You're making money and you're putting it at risk. Every single time me and these guys put money at risk, we have ideas on what we're willing to lose, and if we're wrong, we get out. Hope is not a strategy.
Mhm.
You don't hope you make money. You don't hope it comes back to break even. You don't hope you get out. You don't hope you. It doesn't work like that, guys. And so, yeah, I didn't. Just point blank, we are better losers than almost everybody, and that's what it takes. It literally
All right,
takes
I
that.
just
It's
subbed
just.
you, Crypto Crank, because I got to learn this. What'd you
Yeah,
call it?
go and
Radical
let
scalping?
me go to your
I could
stream,
give you
Frank.
my
Let's do
I
it.
could
Let's
give you,
pop it on
yeah.
the stream real quick.
You guys want to see my radical scout
Oh,
method? I'd love to go over it with you guys. This is
no,
I've been posting it.
yeah, you can cover it real quick, man. But we're gonna close out the stream here shortly. But yeah, one last little spiel from the crank. What's this simple scalping strategy that'll make me $2,000 a month?
All
Show
right,
me what you got.
let's go over it. Shit, how do I
And let's
let's
plug
go
your
over here.
YouTube too, so we can like see
I
your
just
socials.
posted my YouTube. If you guys here, I just posted my YouTube. Here it is here. Let's go over to my Cranksters Coliseum. Let's go over here and let's go to my
Steve
Cranks
Stevens, the sports
TA.
betting god, by the way, he has risk management advice too, because he's a professional gambler. He does sports betting and like he's famous for it. And he has a rule: you bet the same amount in every single play. There's no plays where you're like, "Oh, I'm super confident in this. I'm gonna like go 3 times harder." Because what you're doing is your win rate on these plays is really not as high as you think. You really don't have this all figured out. So if you crank up the size, there's a higher likelihood that you're just going to lose a bunch of money than there is this likelihood of like how much you're going to make. So that was a lesson that I learned from the sports betting god Steve Stevens. And when I think about it, when I trade on like my Klein funded account or my breakout funded account, you can't even you can't even lose to a point where you have to revenge trade. Like you breach and you fail and you have to stop trading before you ever get to that point. And that allows like each trade to basically be capable of making all the losses back. Like you get stopped out 5 times in a row. If that sixth trade hits, it'll pay for all those trades because the size on those trades was not out of control. Like it was consistent sizing. But when you start getting pissed off at the market and then you're like, oh, I got to double my size to make back what I lost and then make more, and you start making those types of stupid decisions like going in with twice doubling down on size when you shouldn't. That's when like the mistakes are made, guys. So did you have one more thing for us to show us, Crank, or is that it for you?
Yeah,
Just
I'm trying to find out how I open up this file to show you guys. Let's go camera link here.
Okay. Yeah, betting the same, man. Like if you have a 100K account, the most I ever can lose in a trade is 150 bucks, 0.15%. I may put 10% of the account in that trade, but like the most I ever strive to lose, sometimes I lose more and I hate it. And it's like that was a clear mistake that I can highlight and say that was a
There
mistake.
we
That
go.
was a misplay.
All right.
But it's like the same loss that I am willing to take every trade, you know? Let me see what you got here, bro.
All right, so guys, one of my bread and butter that I teach in the Coliseum, and again, guys, the Coliseum is very radical. You get your one time to shine, and it's very short lived. Either you make it or you don't. That's why I call it the Coliseum. But the crypto crank radical scout method, guys, is going to come down to counter trading your altcoins. You are counter trading your altcoins to Bitcoin. And if you guys want to check out my X, I've broken down that I've made a little over $7,000 in a day yesterday, based off of this method trading Binance coin, just BNB. But the core of the strategy is literally just syncing your altcoins to Bitcoin. You're carefully monitoring Bitcoin's price movements. We trade altcoins, counter trading to Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin moves 0.25, 0.35, you're gonna get a 1%, a 1.35% move on your particular altcoin. And with a little bit of leverage, you are going to kill the game. And so, if you guys want, I don't mind sharing this, dude. I've been blowing it out there, but setting up your trading view, getting your Bitcoin charts, and I'm not all over the board on what I trade. I trade Ethereum, Solana, XRP, BNB, Hype, really, really strong projects that have the volume behind them. They have the market caps behind them to take size. And literally, we're taking we are taking altcoin synchronization to Bitcoin, and we are trading that altcoin. And so, if you guys want me to post this, it's really, we should do another thing on everybody's strategies. I know you use your VWAPs, your anchored VWAPs for your daily, the Trump VWAPs. You have the leapfrog in your strategy. My bread and butter, man, is scalping. My bread and butter is taking these movements. And just to give you guys an example here, if I go to X and we'll
Well,
close
real
on this
quick, I mean,
quick.
real quick, there's some, these steps aren't really like unique to Crank. Like, these are just some really good tips for trading in general. Like, it's okay to trade altcoins, but you got to be monitoring Bitcoin all the time, because it's like they completely depend on Bitcoin. And if they don't, you got to watch and study how that chart is behaving around Bitcoin. Because like Zcash, for instance, has been counter to Bitcoin. Like last couple of days, I've seen like Bitcoin will rip as Zcash is dumping. So you don't just want to blindly assume that they all move in tandem. But when you do find that synchronicity, there's your opportunity there. He mentioned something about like keeping like losses small. That's like a complete must. Like if you have a 100K account, your losses should not be more than like $100 $150, guys. Like I know that people are teaching you like don't risk more than 1%, but what if you lose 5 in a row? What if you get chopped up? Like then you're screwed and you're revenge trading, you know? So it's like what I've learned over many months and quarters of trading is actually your risk needs to be a lot smaller than that, you know?
Can
And
you
so
can you go over to my X real quick, man? And
I
I'll
see it. I see it right
oh,
here.
okay. Okay, as my X is on the okay, cool. So again, yeah, and he's absolutely right. And position sizing is everything. And again, going back to the my radical scout method, guys, it's very simple, but long story short, just check it out, guys. When Bitcoin comes down to supports, all right, we do not take the Bitcoin trade. We do not take the Bitcoin trade. You can see here that as Bitcoin came down, all right, close to this double bottom, BNB was coming down to a support of the resistance. And when we take these trades like this, all right, inside of this range for BNB, what we end up seeing here is, again, just a
Wow.
banger.
God
I
dang,
mean,
man.
just,
You
and
guys
this
got to
is,
follow
I'm
Crypto
doing this,
Crank here, man. This is crazy.
dude. I'm telling you, this is me in the Coliseum. This is exactly how we do it, dude. And we do this trade on almost every single, like, dude, like, we're this is the exact strategy. You don't need to trade Bitcoin, because I teach that Bitcoin is an indicator.
Hmm.
Bitcoin is an indicator. And when we see Bitcoin making these moves, so just to give an even cleaner
It's
example, real
happened to me
quick.
so many times, Crank. I'll see Bitcoin taking last week's highs, you know, the last weekly candles highs, and then I look at altcoins and they're slamming right up into those same highs. And like I look at I'll measure that distance. If Bitcoin returns to last week's VWAP, it's a 3% move. But if XRP returns back to last week's VWAP, oh, now we got a 13% move, you know? And so that usually
It's
dictates a lot of
huge,
my
man.
trades, man. Yeah, using Bitcoin as an indicator.
Guys,
Mhm.
use Bitcoin as your number one. Bitcoin's daddy. And I just made a video about this that, you know what? You guys can be using your fibs, your volumes, the whole 9 yards on an altcoin, and Bitcoin just comes and fucks it up. Like
Yep.
Bitcoin is the granddaddy. So again, guys, look at this. I mean, BNB, when we were trading inside of this, just this range right here, guys, was the range that created this huge range for BNB. I've been guys, I have all the trades posted. It's been a nasty, 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 nasty week on BNB. This little range right here has literally been oops, hold on. Give me a second here. I just didn't mean to do that. But this range right here for Bitcoin from here to here has only been 1% compared to BNB being at 2.13% and using 20, 30x leverage. I mean, just 20x leverage, 10x leverage.
God dang, man.
I also teach, man, that it doesn't matter. It does not matter about the leverage if you're using it in the right areas. On this support right here, dude, it's very easy to know where a stop loss is going to be. It's very easy in a range like this to understand when to get out. Do you see what I'm saying? It's very easy to say, hey, if I'm going to long this bottom in this range, I literally have been shorting this, longing this, holding it, and saying, hey, if we break through this, even holding this right here, I was in a $1,200 loss, and then bang, dude, a $5,000 gain. Again, this range right here, guys, and again, if we just look at it and comparing it to Bitcoin, it's very easy to see that when Bitcoin comes down to its range, and let's just compare the time frames on what I'm talking about. Why can't I get this bigger here? I messed up. This is let's just go over here real quick. This is a 30-minute. Let's go to a 30-minute as well. November 25th. So the 8th of November. Let's go to the 8th of November. Guys, this is what I mean by synchronization. When we came down to Bitcoin support, you do not take Bitcoin. You take your altcoin and bang, just one little move up into this range. Same thing, come back down to the range.
I got to start taking that advice more because typically I'll take the Bitcoin trade and then I'll see if maybe I could flirt with the idea of sprinkling in a little alt position. But, maybe I could try doing it this way. Like instead of going hard on BTC, I just like to go hard on BTC and like less hard on alts because BTC is the chart I'm like very familiar with and like kind of more sure about what it's going to do. But I do like to sprinkle in the occasional alt position. And man, we had some great moves on Aster. We had some great moves on what else are we trading, man? I'll trade XRP. I'll trade Litecoin. I don't really trade much ETH or Solana these days, but Bitcoin, XRP, Aster, Fartcoin. Funnily enough, still trading the Fartcoin. But yeah, man, thanks for showing us that, man. I'm gonna conclude the stream there.
And I'm
going
to close these positions, brother, because we're up almost $5,000 while we've been on this. If we get one more little word up, that's a quick $5,000 while we've been on this light. If we can close it, it's a quick 5 G's on this. Actually, I might just living out of this fucker before it pisses backwards.
Hell yeah, man! Congratulations on the winning trades. I had some good winners today too. I closed them for the stream.
I'm closing that.
Yeah, because we're sliding up into that high time frame resistance, man. You know, it's kind of an iffy time. But make sure you guys follow.
I closed both out.
Woo! For you, man.
5Gs, baby.
Make sure you guys are following Crank,
Crypto Guy,
and Flopping Groper and Crypto Guy OTI on the internet on Twitter and YouTube. And just go to this website, empoweredtraders.com, guys. All my codes. I'll show you right here. Code Platinum, 40% off my VWAP indicator. Comes with the VIP Discord. code FG for 25% off Market Cipher at marketcipher.com. And if you want to get going with your breakout challenges, use code 538RTT. I've tried a couple funded challenges, and I'd still like breakout the most because they don't have that stability rule. I can catch that exact pico top, exact pico bottom, and ride that puppy like all the way down, and breakout will pay me the full amount the next day, you know? Whereas with Klein funding, I really like being able to trade on Bybit. That Bybit integration is almost priceless. It's like it's worth giving it a shot just to be able to have that superior trading experience. It's a very good funded trading experience, but the stability rule means that you can't just catch a top and a bottom and let it ride. You do have to book profits and kind of take a more methodical approach to the Klein funding. There's also BitFunded and all sorts of other prop funds popping up, but this is the way, guys. Whether you're a noob or a professional, you need to focus on reducing your losses so you don't have cataclysmic loss. So when you're on these challenges, your loss is capped at the cost of eval, right? It's teaching you how to lose with grace and not be emotionally attached to your trades. And even if you're a pro, you could always, if you're not a pro and you're not a capitalist, if you're not actively trying to scale your trading bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, that's kind of a clue that someone's not profitable is you don't see them actively trying to acquire more capital to trade with. So, you know, you can see what real trading looks like on this channel, on Crypto Crank's channel, and Crypto Guy OTI shares his thoughts as well. And so with that, I bid you guys further ado. And brethren of the charts, thanks for being on tonight. God bless you guys. Have a great night.
Have a good night, man. Absolutely
Good night,
appreciate
everybody.
it.
Thank you.